You're not eating cheese. You're eating a formula. Today, we expose 12 popular cheese products that lean on oils, emulsifiers, and flavor chemistry to mimic the real thing. The FDA even lets one style count. Legal, yes, you push the heat. Velveeta stays glossy, but not what you think. We'll break the three-part lie. Chemical tricks, legal loopholes, and the money made when you can't tell the difference. By the end, you'll know exactly what to skip, what to swap, and how to spot the label tells that save your wallet and your taste buds. Number 1, Kraft Singles. You think that thin orange square is just cheese, but it's a melt-on-command formula built to behave under heat and pressure. The label avoids cheese and uses pasteurized prepared cheese product for a reason. Standards require a higher real cheese share to claim the name. Here's the truth. Emulsifying salts like sodium citrate lock oil in water so it melts smooth. Whey milk protein concentrate and stabilizers add body and stretch. Flavor comes from dairy fractions and salt, not a real cheddar wheel. Number 2, Velveeta. It melts like a dream. That smooth pour is the point and the red flag. Real cheese breaks when you push the heat. Velveeta stays glossy because it's built, not aged. Emulsifying salts, sodium phosphate and sodium citrate, grab fat and water so they move as one. Add milk derivatives and stabilizers, and you get soft, uniform flow on cue. Think of it like adding rebar to concrete. The structure holds even under heat. Here's the truth. The label calls it a pasteurized prepared cheese product when it misses the real cheese bar. That name signals a different formula and often a lower price. Number 3, Cheese Whiz. You see a bright jar that never curdles. That longevity tells you it isn't a simple dairy spread. Real cheese needs cold and spoils. This sits center aisle because emulsifiers, preservatives, and tight pH control hold texture and keep microbes down. Stabilizers stop oil and water from splitting, like a referee keeping rivals apart. Dehydrated dairy fractions bring a cheese-like punch without starting from a real block. Salt and acid tune shelf life so it stays smooth for months. Number 4, Easy Cheese. The aerosol illusion. Cheese that hisses out of a can isn't about dairy. It's about the can itself. Propellant, stabilizers, and instant shape. The nozzle needs a uniform paste. That means emulsifiers and thickeners hold oil, water, and air in a tight foam so it extrudes and holds a ruffled edge. Think rebar in wet concrete. Structure on demand. Propellant systems need a narrow viscosity window. Emulsifying salts and gums like carrageenan keep texture steady under pressure. Then, on the cracker. Labels often dodge cheese and use spread or food wording. Number 5, Nacho Cheese Sauce. That endless orange stream stays smooth all day for a reason. Real cheese clumps and breaks under long heat. Stadium and fast food pumps use emulsifying salts, modified starches, and oils to lock gloss and pourability under lamps. Phosphates act like traffic cops, keeping fat and water in line. Stabilizers backstop texture so it pours the same at noon and at kickoff. Flavor gets a boost from powders and concentrates. Here's the truth. Many tubs are cheese-flavored or cheese food product, often under half real dairy. That's legal, and it's why it behaves like paint. Number 6, Boxed mac and cheese powder. That neon powder isn't grated cheese. It's a blend of dairy parts, color, and flow aids built to act fast in hot milk or water. Powder has to dissolve on cue. Anti-caking agents stop clumps. Emulsifiers help fat and water join so the sauce turns glossy. Color and flavor compounds do the cheddar act your brain expects. Here's the truth. Dehydrated whey, milk fat, and enzyme-modified cheese add taste. But most of that packet isn't real aged cheese. The legal name dodges real cheddar sauce because it won't meet standards of identity. Number 7, American cheese slices. American sounds wholesome. The law tells a different story. Here's the truth. The FDA lets pasteurized processed cheese pass with at least 51% real cheese. Emulsifying salts do the rest, so slices melt even and peel clean. Makers blend real cheese with milk, whey, and salts to lock sliceability and pull. It's steady and safe, like training wheels that keep a bike upright. But it isn't a farmhouse cheddar slice. This sits in the legal middle. More dairy than a cheese product, not pure cheese. Your map is the label name. Want a cleaner slice? Choose pasteurized processed cheese from reputable makers. Or pick cheddar or provolone with milk, cultures, salt, enzymes only. Now, the tubs and jars. Number 8, cheese spreads. Spreadable cheese at room temp is a chemistry project first. If it sits on a shelf for months, the texture wasn't born from a wheel. It was built. True cheese spread exists, but many tubs lean on oils, gums, and stabilizers to stay scoopable and stable. Modified starch, carrageenan, and emulsifying salts make a uniform smear like spackle smoothing a wall. Heat exposes the trick. It can weep oil or gel oddly. Here's the truth. Cheese spread versus cheese-flavored spread hinges on dairy ratios. That wording tells you the load of real cheese inside. Pick refrigerated tubs with short lists led by cheddar or goat cheese. Skip ambient jars with flavored or product on the label. Shredded bags can fool you too, especially the bargain mozzarella that barely stretches. Number 9, imitation mozzarella shreds. If your pizza won't brown or pull, you're likely using imitation shreds. To cut costs, these swaps use vegetable oils and starch to fake melt. Anti-caking powders keep it loose in the bag, but they can block melt on the pan and dull browning. Here's the truth. Palm or coconut oil plus modified starch gives a melt-like look without the casein network real mozzarella needs. You get a waxy pool and weak flavor like plastic paint over drywall. Labels must say imitation or shredded topping when dairy falls short. If mozzarella cheese isn't first, walk away. For real stretch, buy low moisture blocks and shred fresh. Better melt, fewer additives. The deli brick labeled cheese food comes next. Number 10, processed cheese food blocks. Not quite cheese, not quite sauce. This brick lives in the legal middle. Here's the truth. Cheese food carries more dairy than a cheese product, but it still leans on emulsifiers and added dairy to hold texture. Expect whey, milk fat, and salts to build a slice or cube that melts clean and steady. It's predictable, but it lacks the deep flavor and aroma you get from real aging, like a photocopy of a woodcut. Standards of identity set minimum dairy and moisture. That name on the front is your warning that it isn't pure cheese. Want reliable melt? Pick higher quality processed cheese with dairy first lists. Or use Gruyere, cheddar, or Jack, and melt low and slow. Now the snack aisle dust. Number 11, cheese puffs coating. That neon dust isn't shaved cheddar. It's a flavor system built to stick, taste loud, and spark cravings. To coat extruded corn, makers blend dairy powders, flavors, colors, and anti-caking agents so the dust flows, clings, and won't cake in the bag. The cheese is often a fraction of the mix, but the taste screams. Here's the truth. Enzyme-modified cheese powders sharpen flavor in tiny doses, while yeast extract and acids push savoriness. Big taste, little real cheese. Labels can say cheese-flavored, even when most of it is starch and oil. Your fingers turn orange from color additives, not aged cheddar. Want cheese-forward crunch? Pick packs listing higher real cheese percent, or toss hot popcorn with fresh Parmesan. Lastly, the category that skips dairy on purpose. What's real? What's hype? Number 12, vegan cheese alternatives. No dairy, different rules. The best ones tell you that on the front. Here's the truth. Many plant cheeses use coconut oil for firm body, then stack starches and gums for stretch. Lactic acid adds tang. Without casein, the melt protein, pull and ooze are tough. So some brands lean on modified starch and konjac to fake a strand, like elastic bands posing as cheese. Fermented nut cheeses are the upgrade. Cashew or almond plus cultures builds real tang and nuance. But the price is higher. The labels help. Plant-based cheese or vegan cheese is honest about standards. The issue is ultra-processing. Pick short lists, nuts, cultures, salt. For melt, buy melt labeled. For boards, choose cultured nut cheeses. Now let's close the loop. The players now, chemistry for texture, legal names for cover, and profit when you're confused. In the aisle, you get seconds. You need a fast scan that nails all three. Step 1. The name. Pasteurized processed cheese is mid-tier dairy. Cheese food or cheese product means more additives. Imitation or flavored signals, oils and starches. Step 2. The list. Aim for milk, cultures, salt, enzymes on top. Watch for phosphates, oils, and gum stacking up. Step 3. The use case. Shelf-stable jars, pumps, aerosol, neon color. Assume engineering. Here's the kicker. Read origin and PDO/AOP marks for real cheese. Chains favor processed slices for cost and melt. Your rule: name, list, use. If two look engineered, skip it. Want the truth about what's really safe? Subscribe now so you won't get fooled. Time to lock it in with one last push.